the Great Smoky Mountains, a place of immense beauty, but also a place steeped in mystery. For over half a century, whispers have echoed through these ancient hills, whispers of a presence known only as the Whistler. Our story begins with two friends, avid campers, venturing deep into the heart of the Smokies. Sarah, ever the pragmatist, and Mark, the enthusiastic believer in local legends. Come on, Mark, hurry up. I want to get to the campsite before dark, Sarah said, exasperated. Relax, Sarah. Enjoy the scenery. Besides, I want to show you something, Mark replied, excited. If it's another Whistler sighting story, I'm going to scream, Sarah said, annoyed. But this one's different. My grandfather swore he saw it, heard it, said it was the most terrifying thing he ever experienced, Mark said, serious. As dusk settles, they reach their secluded campsite. The air grows colder and the shadows lengthen. Okay, let's get this tent up before it gets completely dark. And no more ghost stories, okay? Sarah said firmly. All right, but if you hear anything weird, Mark teased. Later that night, huddled inside the tent, a sudden, piercing whistle cuts through the silence. What was that? Sarah asked, frightened. That's it. That's the Whistler, Mark said, his voice full of terror. The whistling grows louder, closer. The tent fabric ripples as something moves just outside. It's probably just an animal, Mark. Try to ignore it, Sarah said, nervously. No, Sarah, that's no animal. My grandfather said it sounds like a human, but wrong, Mark replied, panicked. The whistling stops abruptly. A twig snaps nearby. Then a guttural growl emanates from the darkness. Terror grips them. Mark grabs his flashlight, his hand shaking. I'm going to look. Stay here, Mark said, determined but scared. Are you crazy? Don't go out there, Sarah pleaded. Ignoring Sarah's pleas, Mark unzips the tent and shines the flashlight into the darkness. Two glowing red eyes stare back at him. Oh, God, Mark whispered with utter terror in his voice. Mark stumbles backward, scrambling into the tent. He frantically zips it shut. What did you see? What was it? Sarah demanded, her voice both demanding and frightened. I don't know, something inhuman, Mark replied, shaken. The creature begins circling the tent, its heavy footsteps crunching on the leaves. The whistling resumes, this time accompanied by a low, rasping voice. We have to get out of here, Sarah said, desperation in her voice. How? It's right outside, Mark replied, feeling helpless. Suddenly, the tent is ripped open. A shadowy figure looms over them, its eyes burning red in the darkness. Ah! Sarah screamed. Get away from us, Mark shouted, defiant but terrified. Mark threw the flashlight at the creature. It stumbled back, momentarily blinded. Seizing their chance, Sarah and Mark scramble out of the tent and run blindly into the woods. Which way? Which way? Sarah asked, panicked. I don't know. Just keep running, Mark said, disoriented. The creature is gaining on them. Its whistling is now a deafening shriek. They stumble upon a small stream. Without hesitation, they plunge into the icy water. Do you think it's gone? Sarah asked, hopeful but scared. I don't know, but water. My grandfather said it doesn't cross water, Mark replied, relieved but still anxious. They huddle together in the stream, shivering and terrified. The silence is deafening. As dawn breaks, they cautiously emerge from the stream. The creature is gone. We have to get out of here. Now, Sarah said, her voice resolved. Agreed. I never want to come back here again. Mark replied, his tone traumatized. They hike back to civilization, forever haunted by their encounter with the Whistler. The legend of the Whistler persists in the Great Smoky Mountains, a chilling reminder that some mysteries are best left undisturbed, and that sometimes the stories are more than just stories. I can't believe we made it out of there, Sarah said, relieved. Yeah, it feels surreal. I keep expecting to hear that whistle, Mark admitted, haunted by the memory. Let's never go camping again, Sarah decided firmly. Deal. How about the beach next time? No legends, just sun and sand, Mark suggested, lighthearted. As they drive away, the Smoky Mountains fade in the distance, a lingering reminder of the night's terror, yet life moves on beyond the shadows. The mountains stand silent and strong, keepers of their secrets, whisperers of their stories to those willing to listen. And like the wind, the Whistler watches on, unseen yet always there.